Alrighty, so crochet amigurumi. If you don't know what crochet amigurumi is, it's the ability to crochet items that have eyes, really cool characters, anything and everything. There are kits out there to do Star Wars characters, your Harry Potter figures, all kinds of stuff. The wooblies are a big thing right now. They're crochet amigurumi. And I'm going to teach you the very basic steps in this. Now, typically you would use a crochet hook that is 2 to 3 times smaller than the yarn specification. For teaching purposes, I am using a larger needle just so you can see it. So what's going to happen is the first thing that you want to do to create a really tight circle for the beginning is you want to do what is considered a magic ring, magic loop, magic circle, whatever you want to call it. But this is how you do this. You start with the tail in the palm of your hand and you wrap it around. And I always take my crochet hook and you pull up and take your fingers out. And this takes practice because what you want to do is you want to chain one. Okay, that just locks it in. Then I always take the starting tail out of that circle, but you want to leave the circle intact because what you're going to do, you're going to crochet into the circle around the tail and the circle both. So I'm going to do single crochets in the circle. So I'm going to go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. Now I'm going to start with 6. That chain does not count as a single crochet. This is the first one. So 1, there's number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you got something that looks like this. If you pull on this tail, it starts to tighten up that circle and it's going to pull everybody around together. Now the way you count your stitches is I count the V's on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This was my first stitch. Typically with amigurumi, that very next row is going to be 2 stitches in each one around to start building your circle up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into that first single crochet that I created. Okay. And I'm going to do a single crochet. At this point, I'm going to pull, as you can see, there's still a hole. I'm going to pull that loop tight and it's going to close it up. Later, we can also make it tighter, but for now, just leave that tail. This here's my first stitch that I just made of that second round. I'm going to take a locking stitch marker and I'm going to mark that first stitch. It is important to mark your first stitch of the row. It's very easy to get lost when you're doing spiral crochet as opposed to chaining up for the next row. So I need to do a second single crochet in that first one, and then I will do 2 single crochets in each stitch all the way around. That's going to double my stitch count, and then I can continue my pattern from there. We're not going to go much further than this. All patterns are different. Some start with 8, some start with 6. I even have one pattern that started with 7. So you just have to follow your pattern. We are now coming up on this last single crochet. So we're going to do 2 single crochets in that last one. And I always like to go back and count and make sure I did put 2 in each one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and number 12 was that first stitch that I actually marked. As you can see, my hole opened up as I was crocheting, and all you would do is pull and it's going to close right up so you don't have that. Now you do notice that I have a lot of open space here. If I was using the correct crochet hook, there would be no space at all. And that you need that tightness when you go to put stuffing in your projects so that you don't see the stuffing through the stitches. And that's how you start an amigurumi project. Have a great day.